Hey everyone, Sage from Sage Light Healing here with another story time slash like some tips in if you have any interest in exploring partnership with your local fae. Reminder, fae is anything that falls on elemental is another term for them. Anything that falls kind of in those realms of beings that live in between, fairies, elves, pixies, pukas, gnomes, trolls, anything that you can think of from modern or old fairy tales or folklore. Usually umbrella term for that is fae. So I wanted to talk about something that we did, me and my siblings did as kids growing up, that I spent years thinking and it was not real, and then had a very recent experience where it was reiterated that it was very real. So my family, my mother raised us Celtic pagan, so we grew up with all the folklore and being very aware of the fae. And my mom used to tell us when we were little, if you put out, she used to say charcoal, if you put out, or actual coal, if you had it, whatever we had, if you put out charcoal or coal someplace that looks like a fairy circle for them as a gift, the fae will, if they want to go into partnership with you, it's like a white flag, an extension of partnership to work with whatever elementals or fae are on your property. We were kids when my mom told us this. She said if you put a gift out and they accept it, they will give you something in return. So as kids, all the time, we would put out, we'd find pieces of charcoal or coal around our yard in the house we grew up in, and there was a little grove of lilac trees that we thought was where the fairies lived, and we would put these, the charcoal and the coal out for them. And every single time we'd go the next day after leaving it out, we'd leave it in a little crook, like little Y of a tree, there would be fool's gold, which I still have pieces of to this day. And, as a kid, it was very magical. We were like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is real. And then as we got older and, you learn certain things, not necessarily real, we all kind of just assumed that it was my mom, helping us to find our belief in magic, doing it. We all just assumed it wasn't actually real. We had asked her as adults. She's like, I have absolutely no recollection of that. But honestly, I can't remember what I did last week. So that's not always the best source of reliability, right? We all have so much going on. Anyways, so I never forgot that though. It really instilled a sense of magic in me as a child. I just kind of didn't really put a lot of stock in it as an adult. So in my house now, I have a balcony off of, it's like not anything fancy, but I have a balcony off of my bedroom that looks into our backyard, which is completely wooded in. It feels very, very magical, the property I have right now. And I like to make moon water. I put moon water out every full moon because I drink it. It's part of my monthly, ritual routines that I do. And I started putting herbs in my moon water. I started with peppermint. Peppermint's really good for psychic protection, so on and so forth. And then I read somewhere that in order to develop a partnership with the fae on your property, you should plant rosemary bushes. Rosemary is a protection and it's a gift offering for them. So there's one full moon. I didn't plant any rosemary bushes. I'm not great with gardening. But I happened to have fresh rosemary left over from cooking that I was like, you know what? I'm going to do rosemary in my moon water this time. So I put a full sprig of rosemary in my moon water and I put it out on my back deck because it gets the best moonlight. I went to bed. There was nothing at all next to, it was just the bottle on my back deck. The next morning I woke up, I pull back my curtains and I see the bottle and I'm like, okay, I gotta grab that. And there's something sitting next to it. I'm like, what is that? I couldn't tell. I was like, is that a leaf that fell from somewhere? It's super tiny. I have it. It's like hard to see, but this is the tiniest piece of amethyst. I did not own this. I have amethyst. I know all of my rocks. This appeared right next to my full moon bottle of water that I put rosemary in for the first time ever. Out of the blue. After I literally had just read that rosemary was an offering for the fae. And they answered. So I went into partnership with the Fae on this property, and I'm supposed to protect this property with every ounce of my being now, and I'm trying to do that. And I'm going to be getting into gardening this year. I'm super excited for it because I want to actually plant some. But just, if you guys really want to know, leave an offering. But you have to be pure of heart. You can't be leaving an offering in the hopes of trapping them or just to prove a point. You have, like, I only put the rosemary water out because I just wanted to bond with the property and I wanted to enjoy the qualities of this. You know, it was very pure intentions. There was no secondary intentions to it, and it was given a gift. And I asked permission because you're not really supposed to talk about interactions with the Fae. That's like Fae rule number 1. I asked permission and they said yes because they would like to work with more people. So yeah, if you guys have questions on this or you want to know, I don't really have too much more to say on that particular story, but that's my story time / tip. If you want to work with your local Fae, you want to build those partnerships, give them an offering and see what comes back. So again, Sage from Sage Light Healing, here with all of the fun witchy things and all things Fae and just magic stuff in general. All right, let me know what you think in the comments or send me a message. Have a great rest of your day.